Hey brand builders, I'm your host Gigi here, CEO and founder of the Arrivista Planner. And today we are stepping into the entrepreneurial jungle with CEO Rebeca Paul of BSBR Beauty. And I cannot wait because the two of us are going to let our guards down, serve truth up, and stand on business, the good, the bad, and the better. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey brand builders, we're here with the one, the only Rebeca Paul. Rebeca, welcome. Can we have a warm round of applause from our audience? Okay. So here we waste absolutely no time, Rebeca. We are going to get right into who you are by playing a game. Okay? Because your followers may be very familiar with you. I'm familiar with you, but these podcasting streets are full of strangers. So we have to make sure they get to know you, okay? So the game is called 30 Under 30.
Ooh,
Okay, it's a competitive game.
Gotcha.
So for the entire season, we're going to ask every guest 30 questions. Well, up to 30 questions in 30 seconds.
Ooh,
okay?
wow.
And the top 3 guests will get a prize at the end of the season, depending on how many questions they answer.
Oh, this is like the cash grab.
Yes,
on,
girl, you ready?
the radio. Okay.
Okay, so I'm waiting for my producers to time me in. We're gonna get started. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Hometown,
New York.
birth order,
I don't know.
favorite animal,
Dog. Cat.
chocolate or vanilla,
Vanilla.
hidden talent,
Dancing.
favorite movie,
My best friend's wedding.
city or beach,
Beach.
favorite food,
Pizza.
favorite color,
Yellow.
R&B or neo soul,
R&B.
favorite karaoke song.
I don't know. Oh my God, I have so many.
That's okay. Yeah, you did
Oh my
well.
gosh.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
So listen, hats off to you for not sweating under pressure.
Thank
you
you.
did that. So Rebeca, I want you to take me through your entrepreneurial journey.
Sure.
When was the moment that you knew that this was a path that you were going to walk down?
Oh boy. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur once I was getting the feedback from my friends and family about my products. But a little bit of a backstory. What had happened was I lost my job. I used to work for New York State. I lost my job. And of course, I needed some money to supplement my income. But prior to that, before I got laid off from my job, I had a conversation with a childhood friend about exfoliation. And, she told me what exfoliation was. I started to test out ingredients and, sold them or gave them to friends and family.
Okay.
And because of the feedback was so great, I was like, well, everyone's telling me I should bottle this up. So I said, let me bottle this up.
Listen.
So with that being said, I, began to sell them, created a Facebook page, Instagram page, and the feedback was so tremendous. And I kind of fell into business. It wasn't my intention. I was just trying to remedy my own skincare issues with hyperpigmentation.
That is amazing. So this is what Rebeca didn't mention to you all. It sounds like she just started this a few years ago. No, you've been in the game for over a decade.
Over a decade.
Let's be clear. And the reason why I want to note that is because now we see a lot of burgeoning brands who have the ability to go to YouTube and look and see. You were not doing that. You were starting from scratch. So take me through that process because the information we have now, you might not have had at that time.
I did not have that information at the time. So for me, I'm a Taurus. I don't like to ask. That's probably not something that's good, but sometimes you have to ask questions. I like to figure things out for myself and just do my own research, again, because I don't like to ask anybody for things. So I wish I had all of the information that is out there today. But, I did a lot of Google searches. That was really it, with packaging. When I first started, my containers, the lids were brown. They were so beautiful. But the supplier at the time, they were containers from Victoria's Secret. And they were on closeout, and I didn't know at the time. So, once those discontinued, that was it. And I had to kind of rebrand everything. That was probably my first rebrand. But yeah, it's been a journey. And I just wish I had all of the information that entrepreneurs have now that I didn't have today.
Understandable. And I want to go back to one really important thing that you said. So you had to actually go research, concoct things, see what actually melded well together and what didn't, right?
Correct.
But if we go back to the moment you started using it, what was your products, what was the very first product that you created?
My very first product was a brown sugar scrub. So I started out with body scrubs initially, hence the name Body Scrubs by Rebeca. And that's all I wanted to sell. But yeah, my very first product was a brown sugar scrub.
And the reason why I asked is because for those of you who don't know, you need to quickly, don't walk, run to her website. You have over 9 body creams, beauty bars. I love the fact that you don't call them soap bars.
No. They
Why?
leave your skin feeling absolutely beautiful. They will not strip
you.
your skin dry of its natural oils. And you lather up so nice and it's so smooth. And
Show 'em with the shoulder.
It's a vibe.
Okay,
It's a
yes.
vibe.
Now, the reason why I list this is because, people go to your website, not realize how long you've been in business, and will say, okay, well, I need to create 15 million products. But you started with one and you've grown. I mean, to the point where I want to read them, okay? We have bath fizzies, we have bath salts, lip scrubs, we have hoodies, we have soap dishes. I mean, it runs the gamut. So when did you know that it was time to expand?
When people would come up to me at marketing events or vending events and say, oh, do you make body butter? And I said, well, no, but if you would like for me to do so, I can. So from there, I started doing research again on with body butters. We call them body creams because they're very creamy. But
I can attest. I can attest.
Yes. But, I want to give the people what they want. So you want body creams? Okay, we're going to get you some body creams. So then from the scrubs, we then expanded into the body creams, aka body butters.
And I think that's really important to note. Oftentimes your customers will tell you what it is they're looking for if you're paying attention.
Correct.
And you have the ability to have that one-on-one interaction with them,
Yes.
which goes into what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
Vending, right?
Vending.
So
let's do it.
they go by different names. We're doing a pop-up shop, we're vending, we're this, that, and the other. Listen, people don't realize the amount of work it takes and the amazing impact that it can actually have on your business. So I want you to speak to what it has done for you.
Vending gives me the opportunity to showcase my product in different areas. It doesn't limit me to, just an online world. It helps me to, showcase the products in New York, in Maryland, in Virginia, in Philadelphia. And with vending, you're also getting a lot of exposure. You never know who's going to be at a vending event where they'll tell you, oh, I know somebody who does this, and let me give you my card. And from those connections, you can really help to elevate your brand. Yeah.
It's just been impactful.
It's very impactful.
And I know everyone's vending season, I call them seasons, are different. Like with me, I vend like the last half of the year.
Right.
But you have the ability to really vend the entire year.
Correct.
On average, if you had to look at the past few years, how many events do you average yearly?
Oh my gosh. I was just looking at that the other day when I was doing my accounting. On average, I want to say maybe 20 events, minimum.
And I want all of our burgeoning entrepreneurs and seasoned and those who are somewhere in between, like, to really listen to that. She has her online presence, but she's still going out of her way, right, to make sure that she's actually dealing with her customers face to face and maybe getting new ideas for products, exposure, all of that. I think it's really, really important to note those things. So what is it that you love most about vending besides meeting new people?
Oh, besides that, that's my favorite thing.
Oh, is it? Okay, talk about that then.
I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love, testing the products out on their skin. I love their reactions. Aside from that, it's lucrative,
Yes, it is.
Vending is very lucrative. You can get a lot of sales in person versus online in a short amount of time. So if you are presenting yourself in a way and, being friendly and providing excellent customer service, vending in person can be very lucrative. But I guess I will get into choosing the right events to do.
And we can bridge into that. Let's talk about it. So we talked about the impacts it has. We talked about the number. Can we throw one thing in there just so people have a frame of reference? I know that when I went back and looked at it was 2021 statements for how much I had spent on vending.
Oh boy.
It was almost like 10K, 15K. Like you can spend a good amount of money, but as you're saying, you have the ability to make it back. What is like a ballpark if you had to look at the past few years, what you would average?
On vendor fees? Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Then I would say it's probably close to that amount.
Yeah.
It could be close to $10,000. And again, that's why it's so important to choose the right vending event. Because if you have a vending event where the fee is maybe for 2 days, $500, you want to hope to make back your vending fee maybe times 4. So, choosing the right event is so important. So, do your research, make sure you're checking out the foot traffic at the event and maybe even speaking to other entrepreneurs who did that same event to get their feedback.
I think it's so important, and that's why we're actually here. So don't you worry, our Vendmae platform is on the way. You're going to be able to see all of that and skip all the hurdles that Rebeca and I have been through going to some of these events that we would not go back to again. So we're going to make sure that, we're going to make sure that you have the ability to assess whether or not this works for you. So that was awesome. Let's talk about the vending aesthetic. Okay.
Sure.
We're paying big money to be there.
Yes.
We're looking to make 4 times our sales. How are we showing up?
You have to show up to the T. You want to obviously put your best foot forward. Be serious about it. You're representing your brand. Don't go out there with a wrinkled tablecloth.
Ooh,
your items are flat on the table. Try to, if you can, invest. And I could say this because I was the one with the wrinkled tablecloth when I first started.
That's okay.
And the
first couple
items flat on the table. So I can say it, and I know, and I want to help you. So, you want to have an elevated display. You want to have really good signage. You want to have your pricing out there. Vending aesthetic is everything. You want your table to match your brand colors. My brand colors are neutrals, so I'm not going to have anything purple out on my table, because that doesn't make sense, and it's not aesthetically pleasing, as everyone says now. But yes, go out there, take it seriously. You are representing your brand. You don't want a janky look. Everything should be on point and to the T.
So I think a lot of entrepreneurs who are just stepping into this space may feel like, well, Rebeca, you've been in the game 13 years. You have all these stacks. You have all this. I don't have the money. Like, what is it that I can do? Like, where do I find inspiration besides maybe going to one? But where do I look? Where can I possibly source items that will make my display look good? Like, what are some of your thoughts about that?
Sure. So I would say your local dollar store has a lot of items where you can pick up, some displays, little, even tablecloths, to help with the look of your brand. If you have a little bit more money to spend, you can, head over to Michael's, or Home Goods has a lot of items depending on your what your brand is. And of course, the jungle of Amazon. Amazon has everything that you could ever need. Or even, ask friends and family. Look in your linen closet. You may have things available. For me, sometimes I, use towels for displays, or if I need a plant, artificial plant, I'll grab one from the living room. So you can definitely find those things in your home, or again at those local shops that I mentioned.
Thank you. I think that'll be very helpful.
Hey Arrivistas, Gigi here. I am thrilled to announce the debut of our 2024 Celebrate collection. We have been on quite the journey. We started with self-care, we moved into inspiring ourselves and others, we've been our most creative selves, and we've walked in excellence. And now we are celebrating your divine purpose. There is no one on earth who walks like you, talks like you, or shares any of your divine gifts. And it's time for us to celebrate all of your unique traits. I cannot wait for you to see our 2024 Celebrate collection. Happy planning. So for those who are watching, we've taken you through the arc. You found out a bit about Rebeca. You know about the need for vending, why it's important, the investment in vending, and what it needs to look like, right? Now, the whole purpose of vending, as we've said before, is for you to garner new clientele. But what we never talk about are those that we'd rather do without. So our next segment is called Umbrella, because girl, we are going to bring the shade today. Okay? Yes, we are. So, you know, with us here at the Vendmae Brand Builders podcast, our desire is to remove the veil behind entrepreneurship and be honest about what's actually happening. So give me an example of a customer from HE double hockey sticks.
I like that. HE double
Hockey sticks, yes.
Sticks is cute. Oh man, I would say, now my customers aren't too bad when I do my events. Everyone is 98%.
We thank God.
Wonderful.
It's always the two.
However, it is those one or two people that come to your table and they want to touch everything. For me and my daughter when we vend, we hate it when the customers grab a body scrub. And because our body scrubs have oils on the top for extra moisture, so the oils settle at the top.
Let them know, yes.
They settle at the top, so they'll go grab it, try to open it, and then the oils spill out onto the display. That is very frustrating because now we have damaged goods.
Right.
And, you know, we're there to help you. They don't just ask, they kind of just take it upon themselves. And, you know, we'll be like, no, we got it for you. And some of them will just like, oh, no, I got it, you know?
Like, no, you don't got it. I actually have
it.
And you always have testers.
I always have testers.
With the small scoops. So,
Exactly.
friends, I mean, be mindful. Be caring and kind, please.
Exactly.
So, besides customers, you know, most of them are, like we said, are completely
good.
wonderful. We love them. But there are always those who kind of go out of their way to be a little tart. What do you tell yourself when you are dealing with those particular customers that allows you to still bring the best brand experience to the interaction?
Well, grace. I give them grace.
Yes.
Grace is so important, you know, in any realm of life. But I try to be patient. I'm very patient. So, you know, if things like that happens, or if there's an issue with a customer with pricing, or, oh, you didn't give me this, or you said that, you know, I kind of take it, or if I've always learned, you know, in most cases, the customer is always right, even if they're wrong. And I try to extend, again, grace and patience with them so that we can remedy any issue that may occur during a vending event or even an online sale. There was an issue recently. I did a pop-up at Capital One, which was great. It was a Black History Market, and I offered free shipping for people who wanted to buy a product that I didn't have out on my display. So I said, you know, I'll use this free shipping code, but I forgot that my free shipping code was for when you spend $50 or more. So the young lady, she attempted to use the coupon code and it didn't work, but she still processed the order. So then she messaged me saying, oh, you know, the coupon code didn't work. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry. So I issued the refund or shipping, or I offered to send her an additional product. So, you know, things like that happen, and, you know, that's our error. So in that regard, you know, she was right and we rectified it. So it wasn't so bad.
And I think that's important. I think, and it's with anything in life, taking accountability, especially when it comes to being the face of the business, an employee of the business, making sure that you are able to really take your customers' ideologies, their whatever's going on with them into mind. Because I think we've all been patrons of a business or two that could use a lesson in customer service. So with that said, what is your one rule of thumb when it comes to how you interact with your customers?
Smile. Smiling, I feel like, kind of lets the guard down, and it invites the person to you. Because I can't tell you how many vending events I've been to where I see people sitting down at their tables, they're looking in their phones, and they're not interacting with their customers. You have to, and I worked in retail as a teenager. I worked at the mall, I worked at a jewelry shop, and I know from that training that smiling and greeting your customer is very important. You don't want to have a sour face. That's not right. You want to, welcome the person over. So smiling and being kind. How can I help you today? But you don't want to overdo it either, because then
That's very important.
Exactly. You don't want to overdo it, and just smile.
So now you have tips. So
Yes.
if you're not sure, hit Rebecca up in her DMs and she'll tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
And if she won't, her manager Chloe will. Shout out to Chloe.
Shout out to Chloe.
So let's talk about, so we talked about vending, how it can be lucrative. Now, another thing that we don't often discuss as entrepreneurs is when we are in the red, okay?
boy.
And it happens. There's feast, there's famine. Sometimes the economies are great. Sometimes they're a little suspicious. And there's so many different, it could be seasonal. There's so many different things that would impact the ability of your customer to be able to patronize your business. So I want you, Rebecca, to be as transparent as you would like to be and tell us about a time when, child, it was in the red. It was looking crazy.
We have been in the red, especially when we first started. For me, I think in the beginning, I was buying a lot of supplies before I was able to sell them. So I would, order all these labels, all these containers, sugar, shea butter, mango butter, and I wasn't selling them fast enough. And then, so it caused me to be in the red. And, with business, sometimes a lot of companies don't, earn profits from their business for years.
For the first 5 years.
They're kind of just, breaking even. But there was one time, again, it was with purchases. So I had this great idea to come out with these fleece hoodies that, Chloe's wearing over there today.
They look so comfy.
I bought so many of them. Thank you. They are very comfy. I bought so many of them thinking like, this is cute for people to wear. But I kind of realized, well, not everybody wants to wear like a company's brand across their chest like that.
Fair.
That's at least really bold, like how our hoodies are. So again, I bought so many of those hoodies, but I probably should have made a statement tee instead, which we'll be coming out with soon.
Yes.
That maybe says exfoliated or don't be ashy. That's my thing.
I love
don't
that.
Be ashy.
Yes. I think that's going to be a bestseller.
Thank you.
So I think you touched on something that's also very important. Oftentimes when you're getting into a business, you get so excited, right? And so you're like, everyone's going to love this because you love it.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, wait, this is not moving the way that I thought it would. Exactly. So what would you tell an entrepreneur who's looking into doing a product-based business as to how they can kind of leverage what they have with what they think is coming in so they don't end up in a position where they may be in the red? What are your thoughts around that?
Well, I feel like you shouldn't be so hasty. I can be a little hasty at times, and I'll be so excited for an idea, but you really have to think it through, because then you'll end up with me where you're stuck with all these hoodies, and I'm still trying to distribute them to get rid of them. But it's good for marketing purposes. But just really write things down and make sure that what you want is what the customer wants as well.
I think that's really well said. And that might even be the answer to my next question. What was the greatest lesson you learned during that time?
Don't be hasty. Take your time doing research. Look for market trends. Look what people want, and what else would I say? Maybe don't purchase too many of the same items. Maybe have a release, or do a survey to see how it would be received. Surveys are
that's
so
a great
important.
idea.
That's along the lines of market research. So take your time. I'm actually coming out with a new product as well, but maybe I'll share that later.
Oh, give us the exclusive.
You want the exclusive
Yeah,
now?
give it to us. We'll take it.
So we are coming out with our very first facial bar, which I have been researching and testing for quite some time. It actually helps with anti-aging because your girl is, getting up there in age.
Where?
Well, the products help with that.
Right.
So this will be a milk and collagen facial bar.
Oh, yummy.
Yes, I know a lot of people are familiar with collagen, like collagen powder. They'll put it in their smoothie, but this will be a collagen beauty bar that I've been using, and I see amazing results. So it's going to be really good.
I can't wait. Please put me down first as
you
one of
got
the
it.
ones. Let's just say 15 forever. Where are we going? Let's just keep it there.
Period.
So So Rebecca, we've talked about how different decisions that we make as entrepreneurs can have a positive or negative impact on our business. So I want you to tell me about something that you've done, maybe a mindset you've had that has put you down bad and you were like, man, never again.
Procrastination.
Ooh.
Don't be a procrastinator when it comes to your business. There have been times where I know that I have events coming up and maybe I wasn't tracking my inventory properly back at that time. And without tracking my inventory and having an event, you realize, oh shoot, I need to get some labels. But now the shipping on the labels, it's through the roof, especially if you have to get it shipped express. So that can help. That's becomes a costly expense because now you have to pay for shipping, and then you have to rush to get, prepare products. So it's costly in that regard. And then even say you don't get the labels in time, you paid this $250 vending fee, and you don't have enough product to get your vendor fee back. So don't procrastinate. Write stuff down, be ahead of the game, and be a planner.
So Rebecca, you talked about how procrastination kind of led you down a path where you were like, man, I'm not prepared. And one thing you said was about being able to track. I just want entrepreneurs to be aware. You have to have a system in place. And as Rebecca said, if maybe you're not in a place to be able to afford an electronic system, but you need to at least tally it, right? So
Absolutely.
that you know what's coming in and what's going out so that you're prepared. I just want to throw that in there. Systems are so important. So we've gotten to the nitty gritty. We came through the jungle, but now we're breaking through to the dawn, okay? So I want you to tell us, Rebecca, why you do what you do, why, despite the highs and the lows, despite the 13 years, all of the countless products, why you would never turn your back on what you do and why you keep pressing forward every day.
I truly love what I do. I love making product. I just love making a difference in people's skin. And, it's one thing to know how a product works for me or for whomever, to know that the product is making a difference for somebody else. That's the most rewarding thing ever. And, when I meet people and they're testing out the butters and they're like, ooh, this is nice.
Right.
I'm like, yes, you like it. Like, I made that. So, the customers really keep me going. And that's why I haven't stopped. Have there been times where I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm kind of tired. But when those orders come in and, people are writing reviews on Google and just...
Can I do a plug?
Sure.
She's a 5-star Google verified business, baby. That's
Thank
why she
you.
said reviews. Don't play with her. Put some respect on her name. Don't do that. She knows what she's doing, baby. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there for you.
Thank you so much. It's the love of it. When you love something, you really want to keep at it. So just thank you to everyone who has supported and just given me positive feedback because it really, truly keeps me going.
I love it. I hope, brand builders, you've been able to glean the gems that Rebecca was dropping. There were quite a few. I hope you picked them up, got your notepad out, wrote them down. And so now she's going to leave us with one last gem. So Rebecca, I want you to give us your Vendmae tip of the day for someone who may be feeling down in business, may not know where to begin in vending, or have their vendor aesthetic together. What can you tell them?
My Vendmae tip of the day is stay consistent. You have to stay consistent. There have been so many times where I, again, wanted to give up, but I said, even if I do this today and show up every day for myself and for my brand, you will eventually see the benefits and be successful. You really have to put your best foot forward every single day and be consistent with vending. Place yourself at markets where you know that your customers will return and come back. Because when they see you, they will be happy to see you, of course. And then what else? They'll be happy to see you and they'll just keep coming back and supporting you because they're getting that in-person experience from you and your brand. But you have to stay consistent for sure.
Thank you for that, Rebecca. That was amazing advice. I hope all of our entrepreneurs are listening and taking notes. So right now we are going to give it up for Rebecca Paul of BSBR Beauty, period. Thank you so much for being here. She's been amazing. And we want to thank you for walking with us through this entrepreneurial jungle, okay? Where fellow entrepreneurs let our guards down, serve truth up, and stand on business, the good, the bad, and the better. And don't forget, listen, you have to follow Rebecca on all of her social media platforms. Please like, take a peek, don't just peek, purchase, and you've made it to the end of the episode. So this is the thing we have for you guys. We have a coupon code. And Rebecca, what is it?
Vendmae, Vendmae.
That part.
For 15% off your entire order.
So listen, don't use the 15% off for one thing, no. Start with threes, buy 3. Buy 4, buy 5 items, okay? Really make the coupon code stick for yourself. Why not? So don't forget to follow us on Vendmae Brand Builders Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later.